Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Football Prediction Channel. I am here once again to give you my over 2.5 picks that I think will be playing come the end of this weekend. These picks comprise of 5 different matches, and some of them are of different leagues or from different leagues, and they all come together to give about 12 to 13 odds, depending on the bookie you're betting with. So 12 to 13 odds made up of 5 different matches. And I think these 5 different matches will be playing over 2.5 come the end of this weekend. So the first match on my list is the game between Eintracht Frankfurt versus St Pauli. I think that this game between Eintracht Frankfurt and St Pauli will end up with at least 3 goals in it. We all know how Eintracht Frankfurt have been a team that have been major recipients of goals or donors of goals, and sometimes they actually do both in a single match. They donate a lot of goals and receive a lot of goals in a single match. And I think in this particular game we will have at least 3 goals in it. I think they will have at least I think there's a likelihood that Eintracht wins this game. I'm not certain if that will happen, but I think that they will score multiple goals themselves, Eintracht that is, and I think St Pauli will score at least 1 goal as well in this game. So cumulatively, I think that there will be at least 3 goals in this game. Even when you look at the St Pauli side, you see that they are not newcomers or strangers rather to goal scoring or having goals being scored in their matches. If you look at the last 6 matches they've played in, they've actually had, in half of these matches, they've actually had at least 3 goals in them. So I think this game is going to be another game in which they'll have at least 3 goals in it. So these are my reasons why I think that this game between Eintracht Frankfurt and St Pauli will end up with at least 3 goals in it. So an over 2.5 pick is very, very, very logical for me to go with. So moving on to the next match on my list is the game between Aalborg versus Lyngby. And this game is taking place in the Danish league, the Danish Denmark league, that is the League 2, Denmark League 2. And I think that the second division, that is, I think that this game will end up with at least 3 goals in it also. Because if you look at these two sides, they are full with goals. They are not small teams. Lyngby are somewhere around second in the division, while Aalborg, the host in this game, are somewhere around 5th in the division. I think both sides will score against each other, and I think at least one of them will score 2 goals in this particular game as well. I think that the likely winners in this game, I don't actually see likely winners. Actually, I think this game will maybe drain and draw, but I'm not here to talk about who's winning or who's going to draw. I'm here to talk about goals, and I think these goals are going to be supplied by both of these sides. Perhaps both of them will each supply multiple goals in this game, and this game will have at least 3 goals, or who knows, maybe even more than 3 goals in it. And I think that come the end of this weekend, this is going to be the case. So Aalborg versus Lyngby, I think it's going to have at least over 2.5 goals in it. So moving on to the next game in my sleep is the game between 2 sides from Norway, from the Norwegian First Division. I think this game is a game between Sarpsborg versus KFUM Oslo. This game between these 2 sides, based on recent history, has produced goals. Last season they both had they played each other twice, and each of these games ended up with at least 3 goals. One of them ended up in a 3-1 win for one of the sides, and the other ended up in a 2-1 win for one of the sides. So we saw 2 things here. We saw that they both scored against each other, which means they have the potential to play, both teams to score, and then there's a potential also, a very real potential to play over 2.5 in this game. Looking at their recent records as well, based on their performances in the league, now in terms of final output of score lines in their games, you see that Sarpsborg's last 6 games have ended up with at least 3 goals. Their last game in the league, which was against a certain Bodø Glimt, ended up with a 2-5 defeat against Bodø Glimt. They were at home and they lost against Bodø Glimt. It doesn't mean they are weak or they don't score. They just were met, they were bettered by, very, very strong side. I mean, for you to score 2, some teams will That would be enough for some teams to win the match, but they scored twice and still they were well beaten because of the opponent scored 5 goals. And I think that in this game, they may also score at least 2 in this game as well against this certain KFUM Oslo side. I think that KFUM Oslo also have it in them to score as well. I think that this game is going to have at least both teams to score and over 2.5 in it. But one thing that is certain is over 2.5, maybe Sarpsborg may be the one scoring all 3 goals, or KFUM may be the one scoring all 3 goals as well. I think they'll have at least 3 goals in this game come the end of this particular match. So an over 2.5 for me is very, very realistic in this particular game. And I think come the end of this weekend, it will come into fruition. So Sarpsborg versus KFUM Oslo and over 2.5, and I think that will be the case come the end of this particular weekend. Then the next game in my list, my best slip, is the game between AZ Alkmaar versus FC Utrecht. Both of these sides have European encounters. AZ Alkmaar playing the UEFA Conference League, while the opponents FC Utrecht are playing in the UEFA Europa League. I think after their European exertions, they both will be equally. They will both have same physical strains exerted on them, and I think that coming into the weekend, none of them will be much more physically stronger in the sense that they have played or been spared of playing a match, because they're both we are involved in a European fixture, and I think that come the end of this game, they will have at least 3 goals in it. Case in point is the fact that Aalborg's, or rather AZ Alkmaar's last 6 games have, out of the last 6 games they've played in, 5 of these games have had at least 3 goals in them, and they are very good at scoring, although they also do well to concede as well. The only game out of the last 6 games in which they didn't have up to 3 goals in their match was the game between them and Ajax. And that game should have had at least 3 goals in it. But thanks to the actions of a certain Wout Weghorst, who decided to elbow an opponent, which made the referee to disqualify a goal, that game would have had up to 3 goals in it. I think this particular game will have up to 3 goals in it. Utrecht also are not strangers to having multiple goals in their game. Of their last 6 games they've played in, or they've been involved in, they've had in half of these games, which is 3 of these matches, there have been at least 3 goals in it. Even their last 2 games have had at least 3 goals in it. And I think that this particular match, which is going to be the 3rd straight game in which they will have at least 3 goals in their match. So come the end of this game, I think that there will be at least 3 goals in this particular match. So an over 2.5 pick is, for me, a very, very, very real possibility. And I think it will happen come the end of this particular weekend. So the final game on my list this weekend, I think we play over 2.5, is the game between a certain Sirius IK versus Elfsborg in the Swedish league in Sweden, the Sweden Division 1. These 2 sides are not very, very well placed, although I wouldn't say they are performing terribly. Elfsborg are somewhere around 8th in the division, whereby Sirius are positioned somewhere around 12th in the division. The division made up of 16 teams. These 2 sides have met very frequently in recent years, and their game last season, both of their games in which they met last season in the division, ended up with at least 3 goals. In fact, one of the games ended up with 7 goals, and the other ended up with 5 goals between them. So who knows? Maybe we might see up to those number of goals in this particular match. We can never tell. If we're talking about their recent games that they've been involved in the league, individually, the game is Sirius. The last 6 games in which Sirius has played, about 5 of these 6 games have had at least 3 goals in it. Their recent match, which they played, was the one that they didn't have up to 3 goals. But I think that this particular match they're playing this weekend, they'll have up to 3 goals in their game. And Elfsborg, on the other hand, have had 3 goals or more in 4 of their last 6 games that they've been involved in. And I think that this game, it will also have at least 3 goals in it come the end of the 90 minutes in that particular game. I think that this game between Sirius and Elfsborg is really going to be a go 2.5 kind of match. But I'm here to talk about the 2.5 especially. So I think that this game will have an over 2.5 ending and have at least 3 goals in it. So do well to bet on this particular game as well as the previous ones I've mentioned. So a quick recap of the games I mentioned. These are the 5 teams I think that will have at least 3 goals in them. Hence why I'm saying they'll play over 2.5. And the first game on my list is the game between Eintracht Frankfurt and St Pauli, and it's taking place in the German Bundesliga. And the second game on my list is the game between Aalborg and Lyngby, and it's taking place in the Denmark Division 2. And the third game is the game between Sarpsborg and KFUM Oslo, and it's taking place in the Norway Division 1. And the fourth game is the game between AZ Alkmaar versus FC Utrecht, and it's taking place in the Eredivisie, which is the Dutch league, the Netherlands Division 1. And then the final game on my list is the game between Sirius IK versus Elfsborg, and it's taking place in the Swedish Division 1. So these are my 5 games that I think will play for 2.5 come the end of this particular weekend. So guys, before you leave, if you've not already done that, please do well to subscribe to our channel. Also do well to like our videos as well. So do well to share this video and subsequent videos which we will drop here on this particular channel. And also hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I will drop new videos, maybe videos like this as well. And also leave your comments in the comment section so we get to know what you think about our videos. So until next video guys, see you and good luck.